you since Vegas, dude.
Yeah, man. You know, land Grammys is something very important for me, man.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that a little bit later in the show. But you know what? I want to start with a real talk question. We got a section on the show called Real Talk, and today's question is how often or how much of a need do you have with a social network? How do you feel about it? Twitter, Facebook, and all that stuff.
Well, actually, to be honest with you, I actually got discovered majority because of my MySpace. When before I had a record label, I had one song on MySpace. It was Tú y Yo. And that really helped me a lot to put out my music, to get new fans. And I think, I don't really get on much on Twitter. I try to get on more often. Everyone's like, why don't you reply? Why don't you tweet as much? But I try to get on, but I think it's very important.
You do tweet, like, about what you're doing, because I'll tell you, when your video first came on the countdown, there wasn't, like, a lot of information on you, because this one you were just, like, starting to blow up, right? I remember us being like, dude, where do we find out information on Prince Royce? There's none. We couldn't find anything. No, nothing. So then somebody like, just go to Twitter. And then Twitter, your Twitter is where we found out, like, where you were playing and doing stuff like that.
Yeah, I always tweet where I'm at, where I'm going. But when on my downtime, I just play Xbox or something. I don't really tweet much, but I try to get on.
Do you think it's like a waste of time now? Like, do you think some people are pushing it to the limit?
Some people push it too far when they're like, well, I'm going to the bathroom right now. You know, I think that's a little too much, but I think it's interesting to know what you're up to, what are your interests, and I think it's definitely important for an artist to keep it moving.
I know what you mean, man. I got a boy in high school who I had to delete his updates because it was like, yo, going to bed Facebook piece. I was getting up this morning, the sun is shining, like, come on, man.
Yeah, weird.
Too much. In your case, though, it's super important because you're an artist. So it's like, you know, it mixes how, like, you do with your personal life, but then you need it for work.
Yeah, and it's a way of keeping in contact with the fans and knowing what you did wrong, what you're doing right, what they like, and just getting opinions. I think it's very important. You know, I try to use it. I'm gonna try to use it a lot this year.
All right, cool. Well, we're gonna go to a commercial break right now. We're gonna ask you some fan questions later on. Cool. So we asked people to submit their questions to see, like, if they wanted to ask you something. We're up to like 600 and something questions.
Wow. Are we gonna answer all of them right now?
Dude, obviously, I mean, the boss is gonna pick the best ones. So we have more with Prince Royce. We're gonna take a 360.